Hi, you guys. This is the Authentic Empress. As you can see by the caption, um, so what I heard before I went live was you've called someone to see. Um, you call someone. It's almost like the saying of you've called someone to see the error in their ways, but you call someone to see the weakness of their ways, the shallowness of their ways, right? The desperation, the fishing for competition that's not even there. It's I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's kind of like impossible for this person to really qualify to be in competition with you because you guys are vibing on totally different frequencies, right? So this is going to be for divine masculines and divine feminines. Okay, so you're actually the true hot boy, hot girl. And what I heard was this is because of your anointing, your illuminated perception of things, and how you carry yourself, your way of doing things, right? Your stance, your stance in masculinity, your stance in femininity, right? So this could be someone whom, for example, they may project the complete opposite of who you actually are, who you embody as the divine essence of the feminine masculine energy. For example, whereas, because we considering that we all have we all have masculine and feminine energy, right? So this could, this could be talking about you and just both of the energies and how you embody both energies in a divine manner, how you reflect those energies, right? So for example, this may look like someone may resort to secretly trying to create or turn people against you in secret through manipulative, underhanded ways, um, like trying to get close to people just to pollute their perception of you, defamation of character, or to gain some type of information or insight in regards to you, looking for people to say certain things or trying to tempt people into betraying you or turning against you. And they could not even really know these people that well. So it's kind of the idea of people whom you organically build friendships with. I mean, organically, not you trying too hard and overdoing it and attention seeking. It's more so you grasp the attention. You are natural at um, creating comfort and ease for people to, be able to express their true authentic selves, their goofy sides, whatever the case may be, but their genuine personalities are able to shine freely around you because you're not a hater. You're not somebody who's trying to throw shade on their parade, on their sunshine. If anything, it's kind of like you have this energy of holding people up, like how they held up Simba, and then with the next generation, how they held up his baby, honoring their legacy. So, and presenting them like to the rest of the kingdom or kingdoms, right? So you're not, even though you are very magnetic and you attract with ease, um, like I said, this is not something that goes to your head. This is not an ability that you abuse. This is something that comes natural because of the quality and the condition of your heart space. And just, you just being sincere with your compassion and your love for others, and um, just really wanting people to be well, to be well, literally. Um, so, yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Um, so, in comparison to that, and these are individuals who compare themselves to you a lot, actually. Um, So whereas they may, be willing to do underhanded things to gain friendships, or to gain a pack, or to gain um, people to side with them, or to gain an army, you attract people who want to align with you. They desire to align with you because of the frequency that's obvious, that they can feel, that they sense. Um, that, it's like you stimulate people's senses, like all of people's like sensory um, existence, like without really having to um, demean yourself, or do this in a manner of like sexual energy or anything of, of that nature. Like, you don't have to abuse your sexuality in order to stimulate people's senses. Now, what I was getting to was, these are people who are overly stimulated, and that overstimulation can stem from they could smoke cigarettes, or they can abuse smoking cigarettes, or smoking marijuana, or drinking alcohol, or shrooms, like just an overindulgence in, external substances. Whereas you're someone where, you may have more so of a balance, or you don't really, you're more so neutral when it comes to that. You're either neutral, or you're firm on, okay, I don't really need. So there's this, you have this this reassurance within yourself that you don't need to rely or depend on external substances or people's acceptance, in order for you to thrive, in order for you to ascend and overcome and transmute and transform. Like, you don't have this codependency on these type of things, whereas these individuals do. These are things, and this is not to say that you haven't you haven't fallen into these waves of frequency, at the face of trauma, or trying to figure out how to cope with trauma, but you've actually were successful with overcoming these things that you realize could be weaponized against you. Um, Really being attentive to yourself, honest with yourself, doing the necessary introspection, in order to examine, how you are when you're sober compared to how you are when you're under the influence, whether that be under the influence of substances, or being under the influence of others, people, places, and things, right? Um, so it's this energy of, you don't, there's not an imbalance with you focusing on everyone outside of you. You don't have that imbalance. Like, you spend just as enough or adequate time focusing on yourself, paying attention to yourself, in order to identify your faults, or identify, like I said, imbalances, or places where you can grow, things that you may be needing to shed, things that you no longer need and need to release, and things that could actually be beneficial to you to take on, or to add, into your routine of self and self development. So you attract with ease, right? That's a problem. It's like there's people who either want you to be viewed as a problem, or they want to be in this energy of having a problem with you so bad. Like, they could desperately be trying to hold on, or to, it's like they're trying to stand on something that they started, because they don't want to appear as weak. They're more so concerned about external perceptions, because of some type of malice, or some type of battle or conflict that they may have started with you, or they could have felt challenged. Or it could have been a situation where, again, with you being the true reflection of the divine feminine masculine energy, meaning, like, for example, divine air energy, Libra, Aquarius, it embodies truth, right? So Meaning, you may be able to battle simply by using the truth, by speaking a truth, whereas they may have to resort to low vibrational manner of doing things, which would be deception, which would be the opposite of truth, right? Oh, wow. Get more, earn more, and save more. Hmm. Get more, earn more, save more. So again, like, it's like it's giving this energy of someone wanting to obtain more favor than you, wanting to obtain more friends than you, more wins than you, more attention than you, more accolades, more points against you. Almost like tic-tac-toe. Someone may be trying to go tick for tat with you, or they want you to participate in a tick for tat type of energy, and you're like unbothered. And even though you're in this unbothered energy, you're not naive to what's going on. So, again, like, if energies thought that they were going to, um, quote unquote, intimidate you or project the intimidation, because these are people who are certainly intimidated by you and your essence. So these people, it's like they wanted to make you feel how you naturally make them feel, but you're in this four cups energy. You're, you're unbothered by this. Like, you're not open to whatever this invitation is, because it's not the type of event you would attend in the first place. Yeah, everything is fine here. Even though these people could have done things to intentionally try to stab you in your back, or gossiping, or slander to different energies here. Like, there's definitely like a slanderous type of communication that some individuals were participating in. And like I said, it's like, I guess they felt it's like, so you're in this Queen of Wands energy, right? You're beautiful, you're spiritual, you're like a natural born leader. Um, Again, you're this magnetic energy. People feel drawn to you. It's like, even though it's like you could very much so be a person that's engaging, you know how to engage people in conversation to break the ice. There's no insecurities around you just expressing your true genuine self. You can be naturally stylish. You put that shit on, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to underdress in order to receive attention. You can be fully dressed, fully clothed. Um, you could be all natural. You don't have to have the bundles and the weave, for my ladies, the lashes. You don't have to, do any of these things in order to gain the kind of attention that these people desire to gain. You don't have to do that. So these people are viewing you as somebody who's very strong and courageous in the world, like, or against worldly manner of doing things, right? With the Death card here. So there could be a Scorpio that's significant. But it's something about these people feeling defeated by your energy, by how you're showing up. And it's like, it's like, even though they're trying to invite you to conflict, they're trying to invite you to some type of defeat or something of that nature. They don't realize that just being, having the opportunity to align with you, be around you, because this could be workplace, this could be school, um, family, friends, but or just any community where these people are able to be around you in any way, shape, or form. Instead of viewing this light, this luminescence that you have, right? Instead of viewing this as a threat and being intimidated and feeling like this something that they're going to take on a challenge to dim the light, or they're wanting to define it as things that are negative, stemming from their insecurities or from their low vibrational um, frequency, right? it's actually like a door to spirit type of energy. It's a door to healing with the star card here. There could be an Aquarius that is of significance, or you could have either one of these placements, because that's a hell of a combination, Scorpio and Aquarius energy. Healer. So you're this healer, like you're a real healer here with the healer card. Passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. So you have this ability. You're in this goddess energy here. There's definitely gossip prepared here to destroy a goddess who's a healer, right? And there's a mediator here between this gossip and this destruction energy. So something was blocked. This this gossip to destroy someone is blocked here by a mediating force, and that mediating force could easily be the Most High. Whether the Most High use certain people or works through others, whether it be divine ancestors, whether it be people who favor you, people whom experience you for themselves. And that energy of truth here with the star card, the Aquarius energy, that energy being a mediating frequency, a mediating force, when it comes to this gossip, with the intent to destroy perceptions or destroy friendships or connections here, or loyalty. Okay. So I just want to make sure I didn't veer off from what I was saying. So again, there could have been some type of quarrel where these people could have been, provoking you over time, like subliminally or subtly, and spirit could have pushed you to release some truth to these people, or speak some shocking revelation to these individuals, and this could have taken place before others, like in the presence of others, like in everybody's face. Not something underhanded where, okay, I have this information about this person, and so I'm just going to tell people in secret, and have these people side-eyeing them and looking at them and questioning their character and questioning their motives and stuff like that, and drafting them into this frequency of deception, this frequency of cowardice energy, right? Because again, this is an energy that you're coming up here as the strength card, right? An energy that's bold and courageous, and you have the ability to tame beasts. Giants still die. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Giants. So these are people who try to put together some type of gigantic force or gigantic opposition against you by secretly, or seemingly secretively trying to draft people to assist them in coming against you. And you could be someone where you're like kind of by yourself. There's this energy of group attacks, attacking one person who has the strength of, angels, archangels. You have the strength of thousands of angels, that are with you everywhere you go, that are willing to avenge you, to defend you. And this energy is felt, and due to these people's, lack of spiritual awareness and connection with the divine and their spiritual family, and their divine ancestry, or just the concept or the truth of having, forces in the spirit realm that you can commune with and connect with, and they're very much real and present, just as the people in the actual world are, right? So I'm hearing strength in numbers. So even though they have this understanding of that their strength in numbers, is a very immature understanding of it. Like it's it's not fully developed. So they may be trying to um, like gather strength in numbers using like actual physical people, whereas you have the strength in numbers when it comes to your spiritual assistance. So the Most High, the divine archangels, the divine angels, your divine spirit guides, your divine ancestors, ascended masters, right? You being a part of the frequency of other mystics and other divine mystics and gurus, right? And medicine men and women and healers, right? You're in this frequency, this sage energy. So you also have this strength in numbers, and even up to, and not even just, you know, the manifestations of human-like beings, but also like alien-like beings and spirit animals, right? So it really goes deep here, and not even just that, but the spirits of wisdom, the spirit of wisdom, the spirit of truth, the spirit of temperaments, the spirit of um, divine confidence, the spirit of strength, the spirit of courage, the spirit of divine boldness. You get what I'm saying? So this is where your strength lies. And even though it's this idea of people trying to, and I'm saying it's coming off like they're begging people to help them, or they're begging people to come against you. Like, it's coming off that way. And the reason why it's coming off that way is because they're refusing to accept defeat. They're refusing to to humble themselves, to accept, you know, that they're flawed spiritually, or they're flawed in their energy. Like, they don't want to accept it and actually address it as it should be addressed. And so with that being said, they will always be, you know, or have this inability to really attack you or attack where your strength lies, because they lack the connection to the ultimate strength, the ultimate power, which is the divine source, your divine spirit family, your divine spirit team. They lack that connection. And so that's what's coming out here. Okay, that's the energy. Okay. Negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. Whereas you're this liberator. So this could even be, so it's like shooting themselves in the foot, because even though they are in this worldly energy, these are people who are entrapped in a worldly, like they're of the world. These are people who are of the world. So for example, the hot boy, hot girl summer shit, and you know, the toxic frequency and variations of that concept. These are people who are in that energy, who are like sexually flamboyant, who feel like happiness, fun, and excitement, and you know, joy comes from, you know, the use or the excessive use of substances, the codependency and reliability of substances and addictions, behavioral addictions, and sex, right? These are people who thrive off these things, and they're very small-minded. And what's crazy is, I just saw this picture that it was a beautiful visualization, imagery of the different variations of the mind, small-mindedness, closed-mindedness, mindlessness, mindfulness, right? And I'm gonna put that as the thumbnail, so you guys can take a look at that. But you know, this is what's going on here. So you're this liberator energy. Like, you have intentions to liberate others, not to tear or destroy people, not to tear people down. But what you will destroy is deception. What you will put an end to is someone trying to put an end to you. What you will put an end to is battles as it pertains to spiritual, emotional, mental, energetic warfare. Now, that's what you will destroy. You will put an end to um, false pretense or false perceptions of you. Okay? If people are curious enough about you where they're willing to contemplate um, or juggle gossip in regards to you, if people are curious about you, and people have a way, there's a strategy, and the strategy just gets abused. And just as it gets abused, it gets executed in the manner, with integrity as it should. So there's this strategy of fishing for information, or in regards to how you steer conversations with people, or just being observant, in order to see if you can find some type of truth in whatever information you may have heard about this person. So just being observant. So there could be this energy, this underhanded energy of people putting things in people's ear about you. And then you have these people around you, just watching you and observing, to really consider what these people said, because whatever these accusations were could have like really been like treacherous, and it could have been on a thin line of an energy. Like, so for example, you being spiritual and you truly being protected, and karma being fully activated in your life, especially as it pertains to people who come against you, who refuse to humble themselves, who refuse to repent of their errors, right? These people could be, saying that you do witchcraft, or you do bad juju, or voodoo, or you do things directly to put people, to cause things to happen to people. And so again, there's that thin line of spirituality, because yes, we're aware that anything spiritual, anything in this world, of this world, in this world, out of this world, can indeed be manipulated for evil. That's just like how sex, the act itself was created in order to reproduce and to strengthen families, and extend legacies, and traditions, and pass down gifts, and that the world, that the collective needs, knowledge, and needed information, useful information, so to keep things alive, right? Even though that was its intended purpose, clearly you have people who are kidnapping people, even to the extent of kidnapping children, in order to make money, right? To thrive, by monetary means, this desperation of these physical resources that, ultimately won't even matter in the end, So yeah, you have people who abuse sex all the time, even though its intended purpose was, divine. So that's going to reflect in everything else in the world. So even though, you embracing your spiritual self, because this whole, it's definitely a lack of understanding and knowledge. And, that scripture that my people died due to lack of knowledge is very real. And, an example of that is literally, okay, so people's trying to create discord between the concept of spirituality and religions, when in actuality being religious is just a form of expression of your spiritual self. So technically everybody who participates or claims religious customs and practices and culture are technically all spiritual. Like, that's literally the truth of it all. But you have these people who are constantly carrying on the idea that spirituality is separate from religion, and it's really not. But it's it's something that requires wisdom and knowledge and understanding to truly grasp and process in a manner that from a higher perspective, to really understand that, instead of just giving in to temptation of discord, temptation of unnecessary conflict, right? So again, with that being said, you have these people who could be taking advantage or preying on those who are quote unquote religious, and who may be swept up by that illusion of discord and the separation between the two of spirituality uh, and religiosity, right? And they're trying to play on these people's lack of development, spiritual development, or intellectual development. And this is not to say people are stupid, but or ignorant. But ignorance itself is variations to that. So ignorance itself is just simply not knowing, simply not understanding, or simply like. And a lot of you guys, when you communicate with people, you say things, that really shift or transmute people's or transform with this death energy. You really express things that transform people's perspectives on things that they could have been, they could have been surrounded by people, or constantly aligned with people that was saying something was one way for so long. And then when they hear how you talk about something, how you express something, because you're speaking from a place of wisdom, you're speaking from a place of constantly moving with the Most High and allowing the Most High to use you, not allowing others to use you, but allowing the Most High, allowing divine energy, divine angels, divine source to utilize your vessel, your vehicle, right? Your spirit, your higher self, right? So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. And you guys will find that in spaces where, you know, people like that they become aligned with you, and it's only a matter of time before that conversation and divine timing, divine orchestration takes place, where you say something that really opens people's eyes. It's only a matter of time before that takes place. There's going to always be a planted adversarial presence or energy that's going to try and invert that energy, or try to plant seeds of deception or seeds of confusion and delusion and illusion, to crowd or to shade, create like some type of shadow or veil over the truth or over people's encounter and experience with you. But the thing about the truth is a sword. It's like a sword. It's penetrable. And what's even more grand about an actual sword, when you think about how thin and frail a veil is, if we really think from a worldly perspective, like what these objects actually are, a veil is something that's very thin. Like, think of a veil that drapes over a bride's face before her husband or her fiance lifts it off her face, to seal that this is my wife, right? So it's like 33 on a timer just now. So it's not really hard to simply lift up that thin veil. It's not hard to uncover it. It's not hard to take a knife and penetrate a veil. It's not hard. So the truth is a very strong and courageous energy. Authenticity is, another word for truth, right? So you embodying this authentic energy, it just really cuts through a lot of people's superficiality, a lot of people's mask, a lot of people's veils of illusions, and whatever deception that they could have been cloaked in, or whatever they tried to, or the deception that they tried to cloak you in. Like, it just easily, penetrates through that. So yeah. So you're being viewed as this Queen of Pentacles energy, this King of Pentacles energy, somebody who's grounded, somebody who's intentional about the seeds that you plant here. And then you have the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles energy here. So again, you attract with ease these King of Pentacles energy, these masculines, or people whose masculine energy is like matured, or good intentions, people who are intentional about what they're sowing in their life, or for their legacy, or what they're very intentional about what they're creating into the reality here, what they're growing, what they're manifesting. So you attract these type of energies with ease, right? And you have these people watching you that's very immature when it comes to their character, when it comes to their goals. Is very immature. Page of Swords energy. And these are people who it's almost like an ego bruise. These are people who are easily bruised by any element of truth. So the Page of Swords energy, with swords being the truth, I feel like, so you have the Ace of Swords, that's like, ooh, that's heavyweight. So then you have the Knight of Swords, and then you have the Page of Swords. So in this case, the Page of Swords, when it comes to the element of truth, this could just be you minding your business, but embodying your authentic energy. You're not expressing any direct truth to this person, or you're not illuminating something about them that will expose their true character or expose some type of energy that they're trying to fabricate or whatever. Like, it's not that. But for the simple fact of you loving yourself or having this genuine self-love, to embrace your authentic self, to embrace your real hair, to embrace your real skin, to embrace loving yourself without needing the name brands, without needing the super high dollar fancy cars and all of that stuff, and really finding your confidence in those things, right? That within itself, even though this is not a direct attack to this person, is still an element of truth. Something that small has the strength to trigger this person or trigger these type of people here. Okay? And anybody who's triggered by truth is because, they're grounded in some element or some level of deception. Because you have the Seven of Swords here to clarify the Page of Swords, and then you have the Nine of Swords, and then you have the Three of Swords, heartbroken energy, betraying themselves. They view this as an injustice. They're willing, they're willing to resort in this Queen of Swords reversed energy. They want to. They feel like. Look, we got the Emperor and the Lover's card. They view you as a threat. They view you as a problem, because of how people love you, how lovable you are, how receptive people are to you. And you don't have to be, and because you're not, so I heard bruised but not broken. Like, because bruises heal eventually, right? But something that's broken, it's a little bit more technical and complicated to put those pieces back together, especially if it's broken into, small pieces. It's more challenging to put that, or it takes a little bit more time to put that back together, right? And you maybe even need something to facet it, those little crystallized pieces that you can't necessarily, piece back together. Like, you may need some type of seal, something to seal off, certain parts of that figure being put back together. But a bruise is going to heal eventually. You can heal a bruise with cold treatment. You can, and, how that may manifest in the spiritual could be you having to, cut certain energies off, pull your energy back, go into hermit mode, be willing to be introverted, to hide in God. Hide yourself in the Most High, right? Come off as cold to people. Have people view you as being cold. You know what I'm saying? And this is the truth here with the High Priestess energy. Four of Swords, get some rest and recover and rejuvenate. Not feel like you need to overcompensate to prove a point, or to prove, to prove something to, others or something, or to try to for example, you may replenish yourself with, healthy food or delicious food, but there's still some type of beneficial element to what you're consuming. So even though there may be some type of bruise here, right? It doesn't push you to self-sabotage yourself. Okay? Self-sabotage your character. Self-sabotage your health in any manner, right? Your physical, your emotional, your mental, your spiritual health. It doesn't push you to the point of sabotaging or destroying that. Okay? So even though you may find comfort in food. Like, everyone technically finds comfort in food. You're not just going to pig out. You get what I'm saying? Like, you may do moderation, but you're not going to overindulge because you understand, how something can be harmful to you in, I don't think that's the word, but in excessive quantities, right? Or extended periods of, indulgence. Like, you understand how something can be harmful for you or could lead to more problems. Okay, so you have moderation, or you find comfort. That comfort food may still be a healthy or healthier above many options, so to speak. Let's say that. Or instead of getting high, getting drunk, going out and degrading yourself or doing something that you're probably going to regret later on, or that's probably going to conflict with something else, right? You may just retreat and go to sleep or get some rest and stuff like that, right? With this four source energy. Okay. So let's see. I want to pull some of my cards that I have written up just to see what's in the energy in regards to this. Yeah, but you definitely have people trying to attack your crown chakra. And let's say when you're alone with this person or with these people, they don't have this same boldness and this same quote unquote false courage, and they don't have the same energy when it's just y'all alone, because it's not really, it's like it's about you, but it's not about you. It's more so them competing for the attention that you get from others with ease, naturally. They're competing for how people perceive you opposed to how people perceive them. So they're willing to put on a whole act, a whole front, right? And even fake the funk and fake their friendliness, fake their laughter, fake whatever with these other people that they're competing for, whose attention, approval, that they're competing for. Whereas you're just being your genuine self. Like, you guys are pretty balanced in this. Like, you can either be in a comedic energy with these people. You can be in a intellectual space with these people. You can be in a quiet, observant energy with these people. And you don't necessarily have to always be around these people. You can have your moments of, extrovertedness and your moments of introvertedness in regards to this same community. Whereas, these are people, they're going to constantly want to stay around or stick on or onto someone. It's like they crave that. They need that to thrive. They need to feel, like someone is paying them attention and someone is, it's almost like a form of energy harvesting, but a subliminal manner. But see, what you consume and what you literally live off of is, the attention and the energy of the divine source of the Most High, of the angels. So this is whom you're attached to. This is whom you're codependent on, divine source. So the first card that come out, it says, I wasn't honest about my involvement with others, but all that changed for you. So again, that need for acceptance and validation from external forces, you found, or there's a time when, most people are faced with the challenge of like really needing to sit with themselves and see how they may be modifying parts of themselves, that's outside of their authenticity, outside of their truth, just to have an illusion of love from these people, that are of the world. And I don't know why I just heard do or die. And I always like this song, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever known what the fuck they be saying, y'all. But it's like, do I do? Everybody to be living it up. Say what do I do? I don't know what they're saying, but I'm hearing that song. I love you. What other messages, Divine, do you have in regards to this? So we got the divine angels are gathering, collecting, taking back everything that was stolen and taken from you. So again, like, these people could have literally tried to have you lose something, could have tried to steal connections or steal loyalty, um, steal accolades, achievements, energy. This could even be energy harvesting. So yeah, however that relates to you, these things are being returned. They're being gathered, to be gathered and collected to be returned back to you. So it says, no one wants to be around me anymore. So this is going to be, the reality, of these people's fate, because ultimately they wanted to steal people away from you. Like, they wanted to steal away people's desire to be lovable towards you, or their desire to want to be around you, and their eagerness to see you because you have a very pleasant energy, or because you're so full of knowledge and wisdom, and people, you find your energy, your presence refreshing, because you're not of this world. Like, you're not you're not messy, and you're not the usual, what they're used to seeing, and toxic, like, but you still, there's something, a luminescence about you, like, so sexy and beautiful and regal and handsome and intriguing and interesting about your energy, without you having to resort to superficiality or in any shape or form. So not even just the physical, but just how you show up with others. Like, you don't have to be fake. And people find that very refreshing, because it's almost like a mirror to them as well. Like, it's empowering, it's inspiring, it's encouraging to others, right? It's almost like sunflowers facing each other when the sun goes down. It's that type of energy. So it says, this person truly is or was loyal to you. So the spirit just showed me that mediator card here. So when it comes to some gossip here that was formulated to destroy somebody's loyalty to you, okay? This person could have been a mediator, as far as like defending you behind your back type of energy, or relying more on what they know about you or what they've experienced of you, opposed to, these people whom they may have even recognized, just how they carry themselves with others, or the conflict or energy that they've had with others, their history, their pathology and character with others. They could be reflecting on that, or reflecting on something, a truth that you revealed to them, or spirit revealing the truth to them. Like, it could be several things, right? But it's that element of truth here that's very present. So it says, we are spiritually connected. Our love runs deeper than the ocean. So again, this could be platonic. This could be past life soulmates in regards to sisters from past lives that may be your friends in this lifetime, brothers from past lives that may be your friends in this lifetime, or people whom you worked with, whom you were connected with in past lives, that you are reconnected and realigned with, like your tribe in this lifetime, or even your divine counterpart, right? But the point is, that love is going to be notable, it's going to be recognizable, and it's going to stand out above all surface level love, when love is connected in the spiritual realm. Because again, a lot of people, they don't even really get to the place of tapping in to that, because they're so hung up on um, wanting the accolades and achievements of the world, that are of the world. And this is going to, reflect in these people's conversations, these people's, their mannerisms and things of that nature. So this is something that's very like noticeable in these external people's observations. So we got fake love offered to crush your spirit. So these people are willing to, or not willing, these people are able to identify that someone, showing some type of fake love, like, and maybe possibly literally out of nowhere, like just being extra friendly and extra needy and extra clingy and stuff like that. These people are able to see through this facade here, that this person is only giving them this fake love, and so they can dish out some type of gossip to try to taint their perception of someone who truly is of the light here, to crush whatever connection or spiritual connection of love between these two energies. And the thing is, these could be people who already have love for you, or they just love your aura and your spirit. So they're able to recognize the difference between fake love and authentic love, especially if they encountered you, or someone like you. So yeah, they don't realize that what they're actually doing is empowering these people's loyalty to you. So it's backfiring. This is making people actually desire to be around you more, again, because it's refreshing to be around the truth. So that shady, dark, malevolent, dark, deceptive energy, right? It can be cold, right? And when you're let's say, like, when you're nude, like when you're exposed, when you're and what I mean by nude and exposed, like when you're embodying your truth, so you're naked before people, right? Wouldn't it be more comforting to have the sun shine upon your body opposed to you just being in the cold? So people are going to naturally be drawn to that sun energy, be drawn to the light, be drawn to the warmth of genuine, authentic spiritual love. The fire of God, the fire of anointing. It's the reason why passion and love is associated with fire and warmth. Venus, Mars, the Most High, the anointed energy. God coming to people as a burning bush or as a fire. Some people who've had sightings of the Most High describe him as this bright, golden, fiery aura. That feeling that you feel when you hug somebody who really means that hug, like it's a loving hug, that warmth and that comfort that you feel, right? That comfort from cuddling with your loved one. People can, tell the difference. So it says, you may be unsure how you are going to get out of a situation, but you will be moving soon. So that's a message for some of you here. And when I'm getting here too, whatever these people have started or gotten themselves into here, because it's like digging a grave, tripping and falling into it, right? Holding on to the corners of that hole, right? Like not actually falling completely into it, holding on to the corners of that hole, because you're moving in deception, you're moving in darkness, so you didn't even realize that you were walking towards the hole that you dug for someone else, that somebody was able to leap over, walk around, step over, because they're embodying the energy of light. So you don't trip into this hole, you're holding on to the corners of that hole, right? And you're reaching for people who see this hole and who are tiptoeing around it, or maybe they're curious as to why the hole is there out of nowhere. Like it doesn't even make sense why somebody would dig a hole right there of all places. You know what I'm saying? Or why would you dig a hole? Why does that tombstone say this person? Like people are observing this hole and may come close to it, but they're not stupid enough to fall into that hole. They may even try to offer to pull this person up, but let's say the person is saying, Like they reach out for this person to pull them up, right? And while they're, holding that person's one hand, maybe that person is saying, pull me up on the condition that you will help me pull this person of light into this hole that I've dug for them. And then they're just like, well, that don't really make sense. Like, I don't really see why I would have to do that. I feel like I'm being bribed to do something that I wouldn't generally do. Like, that's not nice. Like, why would I do that? That person doesn't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? And so they're just stubbornly trying to hold on to the purpose of why they dug this hole. You get what I'm saying? And so they're willing to work against themselves. So they're kind of like in that stubbornness. All right, when they're holding this person's hand, like, pull me up on the condition that you will help me pull this other person down into this hole. And then so the person's like, yeah, nah, I don't think I want to do that. And so there's this release, like, so, they snatch their hand back, right? And so it's getting harder to try to hold up their weight onto the corners of that hole, just because in their stubbornness, in their arrogance, in their pride, they're refusing to, take the invitation of someone saying, why do you, maybe this is something you should just let go. Maybe you should just let it go. That's, like, be real with yourself. Like, be honest, come to the light. You shouldn't have dug that hole. Okay. And, because they, so it gets harder trying to hold up that weight, trying to hold up their weight, you feel me, for so long, because the people that they're trying to recruit on that condition, right, only pull me up if you're going to help me pull this one person down, and nobody's willing to do that with them. And let's say the person that is, they're operating out of weakness. So even though they may be offering a hand to pull this person up, out of their weakness, they may get pulled down into the hole with them. So now they're both holding on to the edge of this grave that they built. Or they're just not strong enough to pull this person out because they're operating out of a spiritual weakness. So it's like they need people who are just as strong as the person they are targeting, in order to, I think y'all get where I'm going with it. So it says, pulled away because I got to make sure I love you as God desires. So I feel like this is, a divine counterpart here, who feels this spiritual love with you, and they've been surrounded by, or they're going through a death and rebirth here, with the death card and the star card, right? They're going through a death and rebirth, a transmutation of trauma, because let's say, death by blunt force trauma. Usually when somebody, well, let's think of death as in some form of trauma. Whether that trauma be something where the body attacks itself, or something within the body, or the body is being attacked by some type of bacteria or foreign substance, or whether somebody actually, takes somebody out, with their own hands type shit. Trauma transmutation. So you have people transmuting trauma into this alchemy energy, the star card, alchemizing and healing this rebirth energy here. And so in doing so, right, it's kind of like, Jesus being dead, right, for 3 days. So for a time period, right, it doesn't have to be, your 3 days may be weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe 3 months, maybe years, and it doesn't have to be 3, but the point is, it's a period of time where there's a pullback, when a person is in a cocoon type energy, or there's different periods or time frames on people's healing and recovery, right? Depending on the what's the word I'm looking for? Depending on the let's just say the intensity of that trauma. or the condition, whatever the case may be, right? So there's definitely someone here who pulled away from you because they needed to make sure within themselves that they can approach you and love you as you love them, as God desires for them to love you, because they could have been hurting you in the process. Like, because like when you're in pain, like let's think about a woman in labor, right? A woman in labor, because of that pain, even if somebody is trying to comfort her and stuff of that nature, because she's in so much pain, that could affect her mental, literally. She may say something she doesn't mean. She may slap the fuck out of your hand, like, get the fuck off me. Anything is liable to be expressed in that moment because it's so much excruciating pain, okay? But it doesn't mean that person meant that. So somebody pulled away to just to make sure they didn't hurt you in the process of them healing from something here or transmuting something. Because it's almost like the idea of fighting, like you're fighting for your life. Whenever you're experiencing some type of trauma, like if you get the visualization of somebody being in a hospital, and this may be a trigger warning, but somebody trying to fight for their life after being harmed some type of way, that's threatening their existence, threatening their life. So that idea of having to fight to survive, fight to overcome, fight to live, you get what I'm saying? Like, or any event that there's some type of warfare or battle taking place where you could possibly get harmed, right? In that fighting, people around you could possibly get hurt, whether you mean to hurt that person or not. So it's kind of like crossfire. Somebody didn't want you to get caught in the crossfire of them fighting for their lives or fighting for their sanity, fighting for, their healing. So they pulled away. So just to, make sure they can come back and, give you a resurrected, renewed love. So it says, fear how successful you two will be together. And these are people who are aware of some type of, even if they're not aware directly, or they could be aware of you being in a connection that you're really happy about. Somebody, just from observing and experiencing your energy, they know the type of partners that you're going to attract, and they are intimidated by that. They're jealous of that, okay? They fear, they may view you as somebody who's already successful, so they fear, that you may actually achieve something that they desire, that they doubt that they will achieve for themselves, which could be marriage, being in a happy marriage. Okay? Being with someone whom you will have children with, or who will love your children. Where there will be growth and expansion and, genuine love that's outside of, just worldly things. People, can be intimidated by that or fear that, especially if they try to develop some type of death campaign or some type of slender campaign against you. So it says, I pray to God that things will work out for the better for us. So again, this could be this divine counterpart. This could be anyone though. This could be your energy. It says, I should have never told them about you. They do not have my best interest at heart. So somebody's learning this, like, about the energies around them, or just like understanding or being illuminated about, people in this, low vibrational hot boy, hot girl energy. And yeah, somebody violated some type of code here, code violations. The friend code, the bro code, sis code, whatever. Family code. Yeah, we got a friend is bisexual and secretly jealous of this person getting into a divine connection. And I don't know, like, so this is going to be for a specific few. There could have even been somebody trying to violate your privacy with this code violation energy as well. So whether that be your spiritual, your mental, emotional, physical privacy. So it'll vary for each of you. I definitely did see somebody trying to get into somebody's like room or get into somebody's phone. But it's definitely like an energy of violating code, as in you're supposed to be my bro, you're supposed to be my friend, you're supposed to be my sis, and you was willing to deceive me. You was willing to lie to me because you was jealous of my blessing, or you was jealous of a connection that the divine was bringing together that I actually deserved and did the work for, and that's actually very healing for me. Like something I've been praying for, I've been wanting, I've been desiring, and you know this, and you violated code. Like I came to you with, you know, I came to you in confidence, you know, being vulnerable with this information and sharing you pictures and, you know, information about this person, my concerns. And instead of being honest with me and speaking to me with love and like divine counsel, you took advantage and used it as the opportunity to sabotage and destroy my blessing by misleading me and misguiding me out of your secret and hidden envy and jealousy of me. So it's giving that type of energy. It says, God isn't happy with the choice I made against you. So this could be several energies here. Come to me and love spells. God put you together, but others tried to tear y'all apart. So you even have people who desire you or who desire your divine counterpart for themselves, even though God did not put y'all with these people, but out of selfishness, right? Out of selfishness and entitlement. You guys could have both had people doing come to, and this could be exes, this could be people who just were interested in you, who want a chance with you. This could also be people who are envious of the person you attract and they want that person for themselves. So there's definitely energies here, again, abusing come to me spells and love spells, because they do not attract things organically, or they, you know, these are people who struggle with attracting with ease, right? Because they resort to surface level shallow shit, you feel me, vanity, in order to attract here. To lure is more, because I heard lure. It's like a spirit corrected me in my mind and said, you mean lure, because that's what it is. These people who are shapeshifters, who gain by shapeshifting in a low vibration. It says, notice you peep game and trying to love bomb. So you can even have people in this energy of trying to love bomb or like be, again, shape shifty with you, or overly, you know, love bomb you, or overly play kind. They're trying to cover up. They're trying, you know, they're still trying to uphold, you know, this deception here, because they feel like they're found out about by your discernment, by your spiritual gifts. And you could even be moving in a manner or saying certain things or not saying certain things to indicate that you're onto these people, like you're onto them and their intentions. Yep, it says seeing right through these people's deception, even though they wear a friend mask, even though they're, you know, approaching you or coming to you as a friend. Jealous of how I get you off, eavesdropping on us making love. So listen, I'm definitely getting that for some masculines here, where you could have had friends eavesdropping on you making love to your divine counterpart, your divine feminine here. And these are people whom, you know, they don't have that, they don't have like a divine royal rod or staff, or, you know, they're not making, it's like they're detached from this idea of being in love and being a family man, and, you know, developing something serious, and, you know, God um, divinely orchestrated with a person here, being committed to one person, and really believing in love. I'm hearing, do you believe in love after what a life after? I don't know what she said, but I heard, do you believe in love? So these are people who, allow their trauma to taint, how they show up when it comes to connections and stuff like that, because they're in so much fear, or because they haven't transmuted, or they haven't healed, because they're so codependent and reliant on substances and addictions and distractions and toxic forms of escapism, instead of really addressing the issue. These are people who always have to be around other people. You know what I'm saying? They look to other people to distract them from the things that they don't want to address about themselves, their insecurities, or whatever the case may be. The person I've been connected to doesn't love me, so I take out my pain on those who receive genuine love, literally. So that answered that. I feel more strongly for you than I've ever felt about anyone, even if I knew them longer than you. So this is how some energies are feeling towards you guys, or about you. I've been making plans to surprise you in a positive way. They lied to me just to get you out of the picture so they will have more access to me. In-laws jealous of your impact and influence on this person's life, with your love. I'm working hard and saving up so I can provide for us. It's a lot of clarity coming through in this read. Too much time has gone by. I didn't think you would leave me forever. Please unblock me. So you definitely got some ex energies here, or some people whom you've permanently cut off, that's showing up as well in energy. Some people who were tempted away by deception. I needed to make sure this wasn't just about sex. So that's coming from a positive person here. It says, hanging with ugly, unattractive people to appear more attractive to others by comparison. I pushed you away because some things came up that I felt ashamed about. Now, ugly and unattractive people doesn't always, or it won't always be physical. It could be people's character. It could be how people treat people and their spiritual selves, their energy. That's ugly and unattractive. And you have some people who may do that, who may hate these people to feel better, or because they are insecure, or there's things about themselves that they feel ashamed about, like that other card that came out. And it's almost like they get off on being needed by these people, or being able to be looked at as like a saving grace, or like hope, or a pillar, a teacher to these people. Like, it's something about a codependency on that, even though they've even though it's outside of the frequency that they need to be around anymore. They really need, so it's backfiring in a sense. Like, even though it could have gave them some type of ego boost to, be more advanced than these people, be able to give these people advice and stuff like that, and keep themselves around these type of people, even though they're low vibrational, it's, in some way it backfired, because the Most High needed this person to remove themselves from this frequency of people, this vibration. Your nurturing spirit is unlike anything I've experienced outside of God. I am suffering and being tormented. Yeah, so like I said, it's giving that energy. So that's definitely people experiencing some type of judgment from God here, for things that they've done here or tried to create against you. Because like I said, trying to hold on to the corners of that burial, that grave that you dug for somebody, and trying to hold up your weight here, your arms gonna start hurting type shit. Um, and then you just sitting there in a hole, like, and you clearly dealing with some type of dark entity. So, yeah, I bet you would be suffering and being tormented. Um, and another way that that's coming out is, again, how I said, whereas somebody may have gotten some type of ego boost from being around these type of low vibrational people and being that, almost like a God complex energy, but like being, you know, getting some type of ego boost from these people, needing their advice and needing their help, and relying on them. So I'm hearing this has become very draining. So it backfires. So they could now be suffering or felt, like they're suffering in silence by being around this community of people, or being around these individuals here, or they're being tormented because they've outgrown this vibration, this frequency. They've outgrown these people, or these people, because they're not really. It's like you're pouring into a bottomless cup type shit. So you're draining your energy, or these people are draining your energy, right? It's kind of like how they consume alcohol, or constantly smoking weed or smoking cigarettes and stuff. And even though it may give them some type of gratification, instant gratification in that moment, ultimately in the long term, it's destroying something within themselves. So it's like the same energy is being reflected on, these people taking a toll on their frequency, or taking a toll on their energy. Fatigue, exactly. Fatigue when you woken out of sleep due to attacks in spiritual and astral realm. Exactly. Mentally trying to convince you that things won't work out in your favor. Desperately need you to doubt yourself. And this is how these people, this is what these people are doing. And this is what these people attempt to do. This is what they will do, because they're jealous of your opportunities. They're jealous of your blessings here. It says, I've been much colder with others since we last spoke. I'm acting out subconsciously. Cold therapy. So even though you may be cold towards these particular energies that you need to be cold with, it's like cold therapy. There's benefits, right? It says, you have every reason not to trust me, but I am willing to do whatever it takes to change that. This connection scares me. I needed time to think this through. All right, y'all. One last card. Listen to your content and know they are guilty and found out about. They know you really see the truth. All right, you guys. So this is the Authentic Empress. I hope this reading provided a lot of clarity for you guys, and I will see you next time.